You know, with all the things going on in the world, it's important for us to understand what is happening, why it's happening, and most importantly, what are we going to do about it. History is so important because it teaches us knowledge, it teaches us about our culture, and it teaches us about change. Kamala Harris once said that I want young girls and women to know that they are important and that their voices matter. With that being said, March is all about honoring women in History Month. I had the pleasure of interviewing different women who have made an impact in their community. They've impacted their students' families, and so much more. Due to COVID-19 and other restrictions, most of our interviews were not able to be done in person. However, one was done through an email and the other two was done over the phone. Take a listen at how these three teachers explained to me how they reached their level of success. First, we will start out with Tina Pearsons McNeil, who is the assistant principal at the 9th Grade Academy in Rockingham, North Carolina. Miss McNeil says that I reached my level of success through people praying for me and trying to pray for myself on things that I believed I needed and wanted. There has been a lot of obstacles in life that I have had to overcome through the help of others. I had a child when I was in college, and that gave me the drive to keep going to obtain my degree and to get a job in order to take care of us. Our Lord God has put me in the places that I need to be in for success. I was able to obtain my 4-year degree at Livingstone College with a son, and then 3 years later, I was able to obtain a master's degree in school administration from the University of North Carolina, Pembroke. I was able to teach at the elementary level, then pursue academic coaching at an alternative school level, and then thrive at being an assistant principal on the elementary, middle, and now high school level up to 9th grade. Okay, so how do you move forward when everyone tells you that your idea won't work?
Moving forward, when you feel like you are in the face of just defeat, where everybody just feels like everything you are thinking is important and something you're really passionate about is really difficult. But if you really believe enough in your ideas and what you're standing for and what, you know, see, you're gonna have to reword me because I don't do this well.
It's okay.
But thinking about like how, if I really believe in it, I'm just gonna go for it. And even if somebody says that's not gonna work, I mean, I literally had a teacher in 8th grade that told me I would not do anything with my life. Like, she said, you're not ever gonna be anything. And walking into my first day of teaching and seeing her, like, she was at another school, but walking in and seeing her sitting in the same place that I was kind of like, see, I knew I could do it. So overcoming that ability when people just think nothing's going to work out just really has to come from deep down. You know, you have to have it in your soul that this is something you know. And also, you have to find more supportive people, because not everybody's going to think like you, but if you've got people saying this isn't going to work, you've got to reflect on it. Maybe take it back to the drawing board, but if you're passionate about it, you have to go forward with it and just not worry about all the negativity.
So how did you reach your level of success?
A lot of hard work, actually, because I graduated in the very bottom of my class at Richmond. Was not a good student in high school, and I will say that actually I feel like my parents definitely were a pushing force for my success, but also it's kind of strange. But having Emily, I had Emily at 18, and she was a big part of my success. Like, wanting to have a better life for her pushed me to continue to go to school and to want to make sure that she had a good life. Because I was kind of lost before that. And so having her and having that support system, from my parents and from Jonathan, my husband, drove me to want to do more and to want to be successful for them. And I think that is still today part of my driving force is I want to be successful for those people around me that I know depend on me and, have always been there for me. So that's always been important to me.
No.
So, Miss Hudson, how do you move forward when everyone tells you that your idea won't work?
Well, I think you have to you have to believe in your idea, and if you believe in your idea, I think you just have to go with what's in your heart and fight for it. If I'm trying to do something that I'm trying to convince somebody that it will work, I try to think about everything beforehand. What questions will they have for me, or what are the things that they're going to tell me aren't going to work, and then I try to tell them how I think they will work. And then I think you just follow your heart and do what you believe in. Okay.
Thank you so much. And the next question is, how did you reach your level of success?
That's a great question. I actually I graduated from high school in 1982, and I went to college in 1983, and my parents moved back to Georgia. I was living in Roanoke, Virginia at the time, and I thought at the wise old age of 19 that I didn't need to move back home with them, and I moved out on my own. I very quickly realized that I could not go to school and have an apartment and food, and so I ended up taking a long time off from college. During that time, however, this was from 1983 till about 1988-ish. I did work a lot of jobs. I worked a lot of jobs in restaurants, and I did work in a daycare, and then I did work some management jobs. I worked a lot of jobs with people. And I think that those jobs made me realize a couple of things. First of all, it gave me pretty good personnel skills. It made me realize types of work that I didn't want to do in the future. But I feel like I can use examples of things in the classroom because I experienced things other than going straight to college. So to get back to your original question, I went back to school at Central Piedmont Community College in Charlotte. And then I moved to Rockingham. I went to Richmond Community College for a semester, and then I went to UNC Pembroke. And I graduated from college in 1993, so I was almost 30 years old. But, as much as sometimes I wish that maybe I had started teaching earlier, I feel like what I gained in those experiences has helped me in the classroom over the years. And it gave me a lot of insight to a lot of different situations. And, I just think I would not have been ready to teach when I was 21 or 22 years old. I was not mature enough. So, even though it took me longer, I feel like I learned along the way. And those are things that I can, apply, especially being a civics and economics teacher, when we get into the economics part and we're talking about applying for jobs and, that sort of thing. I can kind of deal with that a little bit more. And then once I got into teaching, one of the things that I think has helped me, I don't know that I've ever thought of myself as being successful, but being involved. I'm very involved in my school. I've done clubs ever since I started teaching, with the exception of about a 2-year period, and I hated it when I didn't have that. And then I just feed off the students and their energy, and that helps me stay motivated. And I think a lot of the success that I've achieved has been through the relationships that I've formed with students and the way that they have also influenced me.
Coladas. Come on, Chuck. And getting caught in the rain. Yeah, baby. And if you're not into yoga, and if you have half a brain, get it, Sam. Get it. If you like making love at midnight in the dunes of the Cape, then I'm the one that you look for. Write to me and escape. Ow! Whoa, that's good.
4 years ago,
ago, I was running around the same track preparing for our track meets. The practices were filled with athletes, family members, and coaches. Now here we are in 2021 and all of that has changed. I'm here at Richmond Senior High School talking to athletes and coaches about how COVID-19 has affected their lives.
It's changed a lot. You can't really interact with each other like that. There's not that many girls running out here, so it's kind of different. I just expect us just to have fun, make the best of what we can out of it.
I think it's really better than last year. People don't like to get out. Now there's just open space.
This year, COVID-19 has pushed our season back further this year, and I've never been able to come to workouts because of other sports, but this year has given me a chance to come out and get a head start on the rest of the girls. And not being able to run last year really took a toll on me because I took a whole year break off. So COVID has really had a big impact. We're gonna have to run fast this year, but I feel like if we all work together and keep pushing, we can make it.
Well, what I expect, it's gonna be tough. With where you have to social distance. Everybody be at least 6 feet away. I'd expect everybody to work hard, compete at a high level, and don't take anything for granted. If we can come together as one unit, then we can do some great things together.
We just have to be more mindful of being social distance, make sure we have our masks on, making sure we are spaced out properly, treating every little symptom as serious as we can, because this disease, this virus is nothing to joke around with. And as far as achieving our goals, we just have to make sure we follow those protocols that we have put in place, like checking temperatures as we come in, and making sure our athletes are wearing their masks properly, and making sure they're spaced out during workouts.
What should we do today?
Can we get to the sun?
Mom, can we go to the beach?
Should we just go see a movie?
Yes.
I'm always up for a good movie.
Go Rogue in the all-new fiercely reimagined Nissan Rogue.
Don't forget that it is Easter weekend. However, make sure you are still practicing social distance, wearing your mask, and washing your hands. Some of us may have gotten the vaccine and some of us may have not. But it's important that you still remember to do your 3 W's as you are preparing to see your family and friends on this Easter weekend. Y'all have a safe weekend. We'll see you next week.